The biggest lie Canadians still repeat, Canada is one of the best countries to live in.
Why would I want to live in a third world dump in Canada or...
If you import third world into your first world country, then the first world country will turn into a third world country.
This is at the Eaton Center, man. Look at this.
Shocking to see the scale of what's taken place here. Behind me, I think we're probably 20 feet high or so, but running.
Thinking about the UK and Canada and how they're being just bum rushed with third world immigrants.
Why is the crime so bad in this country?
Because we have people who are coming here who don't share our values.
Yes, if it hasn't turned into a third world country, it will soon.
Love being asked, Lo, why do you work so hard out of Canada? Like, you don't have it that bad. Babe, be so fucking for real, we have it that bad.
Welcome to Canadian Rant. Canada has always been a country built by immigrants. That's not up for debate. What is up for debate is how fast the population is growing, and whether the country is actually prepared for it. Right now, Canada is bringing in record numbers of newcomers every year, faster than homes are being built, faster than hospitals can expand, and faster than wages can keep up. And when growth outpaces capacity, the result isn't diversity or prosperity, it's strain. Strain on housing, strain on healthcare, strain on public services, strain on social trust. This conversation isn't about where people come from. It's about whether Canada is importing population growth without importing the systems needed to support it. Because when a first world country ignores planning, ignores infrastructure, and ignores affordability, it risks lowering the quality of life for everyone already here and for those just arriving. And that's the uncomfortable reality Canadians are starting to feel.
This is at the Eaton Center, man. Look at this. This is the best system that they have for disposing garbage. Collection station. You're just gonna leave the garbage right there in front of everybody, man. This city is starting to turn into a third world country, man. That's disgusting.
The biggest lie Canadians still repeat, Canada is one of the best countries to live in. Best for who? The ultra-rich? The politicians? Because for everyone else, it's burnout and bills. Agree? Disagree? Debate below in the comments.
Take a look around. It's, you feel like you're in a different country, to be honest with you. This is what this city has become. Brampton, Ontario, Bramladesh.
I mean, we got Indian people hanging out by the group.
Beautiful park.
It is. I mean, it's got the Canadian infrastructure, but it's the people make you feel like you're in a different nation.
Yeah, I would never move to Brampton. I used to live in Brampton, and it's only gotten worse from when I went to middle school, 30 years ago.
Right.
It's getting to the point where it's too much. They start small. It's not a large takeover. It's not an immediate takeover. We're going to settle in. We're going to take over city by city. They take prominent positions in our country, politics, school boards,
law enforcement, military.
And all of a sudden, they seem to have the power.
You, Smello, and anybody else who has this particular sentiment, easy solution. Pack up your shit and get the fuck out. We don't want you here anyway. That's easy enough. Pack up, get the fuck out. Go to the United States, go gargle Donald Trump's nuts. Because it's clearly what you want to do anyway. Have the day you fucking deserve.
Yes, if it hasn't turned into a third world country, it will soon. Canada's not the same at all, man. At all. You're right. You're right.
Why would I want to live in a third world dump in Canada or America, pay 10 times the price for a shittier quality of life, bad food full of chemicals, opioid crisis, crime? Why the fuck would I subject myself to living in a place like that when I could come here and live a completely different, unrecognizable quality of life for a fraction of the cost? People ask me, Cassius, why did you want to move to Southeast Asia? Why are you even in Vietnam? To me, it's very simple mathematics.
Canada, a third world country.
Yeah. My life be like ooh, yeah. My life be like
Why is the crime so bad in this country?
Because we have people who are coming here who don't share our values. You know, when you have people coming from the third world, your country will become a third world country. And sorry, but that's happening. Why we are there with crimes, and it's people who don't share our values. You know, I said in 2019, when I said, you know, the maximum of 150,000 people coming to our country every year, that was our position in 2019. And I said, we must do a value test. We must have an in-person interview with each one of them, like we did in the past, and having a discussion about their values. And if they don't share Western civilization values, equality of men and women before the law, everybody is equal under the law, and, you know, religion and state must be separated. So have a discussion about that. And if they don't share our values, they won't be able to come. That was our position at that time. So now we need to stop that mass immigration. But they're coming here, they don't share our values, and we are saying to them, it's okay, you know, we believe in multiculturalism, it's okay. No, it's not.
Okay, tell me if I'm crazy. I've been thinking about the UK and Canada and how they're being just bum rushed with third world immigrants and all these people that don't care about owning anything, and they just want to take, rent, live temporarily, you know, that sort of thing. And they don't really care about the countries they're moving into. All the people that do care and have properties and homes and businesses are getting taxed to fuck, to the point where you can't open a business and thrive. You can't buy a home, keep it in your name, and hand it down to your family because of the inheritance taxes. They're basically whittling the original citizens down, pushing them out, and bringing in third worlders who just don't care. It's because our governments are corrupt and they don't want to be called out for the theft, for the stealing from the people. Am I wrong?
So after fucking cheaping out on my sub with like the most pathetic sub I've ever had, fucking foreign workers are screaming inside the subway while I just sit here and try to relax after my back-breaking first 4 hours of work. Yeah, it's just like the disrespect. These fucking people are screaming in their fucking language. And it's just gotta stop. We just have to close the borders. Close the borders and deport anybody who's not a Canadian citizen. And that's it. Like, and make this country great again, instead of just like importing the fucking third world and becoming the third world. It's gotta.
It's going to sound a little bit offensive, but this is exactly how the Canadian election breaks down. There's two groups of people. There's people who take responsibility. There's people who want to get their lives in order, who want to get their finances in order, who want to get their health in order, and who want to get their country in order. And then there's people who are victims. There's people who don't have their lives in order, who don't have their health in order, who don't have their finances in order, and they're victims. The people who are victims are voting Liberal because they think someone's going to take care of them. They think social programs are gonna fix their problems. They think big brother government is gonna make everything okay, which we know never ends well. It never has, it never will. And then there's people who work hard, who take personal responsibility, and who want to put not only their lives but our country in order, and those people are voting Conservative. Like, you can literally draw a line. It's like, people who work hard, you know, and take care of themselves and take care of their country, they vote Conservative. People who don't care, people who are victims, they're going to vote Liberal.
Do you think it's fair for white Canadians to be afraid of becoming minorities?
I think that they should be afraid.
Canada has welcomed a lot of immigrants into Canada. Do you think they brought in too many at once?
In the past, Canada has opened its borders to letting the best of immigration come in. That was a part to boost the economies, but to make the place better and more suitable living place. But now they've just opened the borders and they just let people come through. I think that personally, if you import third world into your first world country, then the first world country will turn into a third world country. And the whole point of keeping Canada a great place is about making sure it's actually for Canadians. In the next 50 years, this isn't going to be Canada anymore. I mean, you've had millions and millions and millions of Indians come in from India, all on H-1B visas, and then they bring their families coming in, and then they just don't have any respect for the place. As somebody who is born and raised in Canada, I have a lot of respect and patriotism, and I don't want my kids to feel like a minority in what has been built by, brought up by white Canadians that have come here from Europe and brought this place up. Diversity is not the strength.
Shocking to see the scale of what's taken place here. Behind me, I think we're probably 20 feet high or so, but running back along this site, doubles in height, and you can see the depth. We're talking hundreds at least, if not thousands of tons of waste. And it's just extraordinary that this could have taken place and that the criminals have put so much waste into our environment. Cherwell District Council officers who know the waste industry well have estimated that the cost of removing the enormous amount of waste here would be greater than the entire budget of Cherwell District Council. That's not something that local residents and taxpayers can afford, which is why I took the issue to government to say that we need urgent help. What's happening is across the country, criminal gangs are dumping waste on this scale, and it's going to require government intervention to allow us to clean up quickly before these kinds of pollutants leach their way into the River Cherwell.
That is Oxfordshire in England. Import the third world, become the third world. There has been a 58% population growth from international migration in Oxfordshire since 2011. Nationally, the UK has hit a net migration record of importing 906,000 people in 2023, mostly non-EU citizens. England is falling.
I love being asked, Lo, why do you work so hard out of Canada? Like, you don't have it that bad. Babe, be so fucking for real. We have it that bad. We have it. This place in the last 10 years has become a third world country, and I'm going to answer this with people who genuinely want to hear what I have to say. If you already know me, you know my position, you know what I think. And if you get it, you get it. If you don't agree, then sure, no problem. You haven't been living here your whole life, and you're probably not a fourth generation Canadian. Yeah, I've been here my entire life. My family's been here theirs, and this place has become a complete different disaster, especially in the last 10 years, let alone what the major differences are in the last 20, 50, etc. I don't even know where to start. I literally left my house this morning, got on the 401, almost died 5 times because of illegal people and illegal drivers that just like literally are ruthless, reckless, don't give a fuck, don't abide by any sort of laws that we have here, etc. Let alone, the rising cost of absolutely everything everywhere, being $1 million plus. I personally live in Toronto. I know there's other parts of Canada, so I know that being in a big city, this city specifically, things are absolutely just outrageous in price. And would I ever want to own here? Absolutely not. This is really a spot in a country of government control over the people. You don't actually own physical assets. Like, I would never be buying real estate here. That was like one of the dumbest decisions. Sorry if you're a realtor on here. I think you could ever invest in is real estate in Canada. Especially right now, especially in the next coming few years, people are like, it's looking to get better, blah, blah, blah. Babe, they're salespeople. Just be fucking for real, okay? Other than that, there's no, I'm a business person, I'm an entrepreneur, so there's no such thing as wealth creation. Like, you actually can't physically own anything, taxes. I could go on and on and on about the money issue, and the greed, and obviously inflation's a factor, but there's just so much more going on behind the scenes that people don't actually realize. And I actually feel bad for people that are coming here as newcomers because they're fully lied to, said what I said, but somehow these people are also getting, subsidized living, free money. It's always borrowed money. You usually have to pay it back. And yeah, get benefits and jobs over, people that actually have been in Canada for a very, very long period of time, which is absolutely crazy to me, said what I said. And then on top of that, it's just like I feel like this is what happens when you mix and mend too many people, but people are just like, I'm going to stick to what I know, only what I know. I can't talk to you. I can't expand outside of my circle. I can't think outside of the box. People here lack such critical thinking and socialization skills. And I know there's pros and cons, and that definitely exists everywhere in the world. Don't get me wrong, but it is such a bad problem here. Like, the whole small-minded mindset and energy and behavior is fucking whack. Like, I don't relate. Every single cell and fiber of my being is just like, Lo, you need to get the fuck out of here. Like, you need to get the fuck out of here. Long term, it is not a place that I would ever want to own. Not a place that I would ever want to raise children, especially given the education system, and I could go so deep down the rabbit hole with that. I don't want to offend anybody, but it is so much brain mush for these little babies who are coming here just trying to go to school because they're told to, and their parents are, putting them in these schools, and they're just getting a whole bunch of brain rot and honestly perversion and all of these other crazy topics that I could go into, but I'm not trying to obviously go into that and offend anybody. It is truthfully what it is. Like I said what I said, and not something that I would ever expose my kids to. With that being said, I am working my ass off to get the fuck out of here because there's no future for anybody in their 20s, late 20s and 30s. It's very, very hard to get successful here, keep money here, live a grand quality of life, food, environment, socialization, exercise. The actual quality of life here has just absolutely gone from, 15, 20 years ago. I grew up a very, safe and happy and healthy kid here in Canada, and now I literally I don't feel safe outside. And nor would I ever want to, nor feel safe bringing kids into this city, this country. So that is what it is. And that's exactly why I work my ass off, because your girl needs to GTF this disaster.
Let's be clear. Immigrants are not the problem. Bad policy is. When a country increases immigration without matching investment in housing, healthcare, transit, education, and job creation, the entire system starts to crack. That's not an opinion. It's basic math. Canada is adding hundreds of thousands of people every year, but homes aren't being built fast enough. Hospitals aren't expanding fast enough. Schools aren't staffed fast enough. And wages aren't rising fast enough to keep up. The result? Everyone feels the pressure. Newcomers struggle to find affordable housing. Canadians wait longer for healthcare. Cities become overcrowded. Competition for low-pay jobs increases. Living standards slowly erode. This is how quality of life declines, not because of who arrives, but because leaders fail to plan responsibly. A developed country doesn't lose its standards overnight. It loses them gradually, through neglect, short-term thinking, and policies driven by optics instead of outcomes. True success means welcoming people and making sure they can actually build a stable life when they arrive. Anything less is unfair to everyone involved. Canada should be aiming for sustainable immigration, not unlimited growth without support systems. Growth should strengthen the country, not stretch it to the breaking point. This conversation isn't about fear. It's about realism. It's about protecting the quality of life that made Canada attractive in the first place. If we don't talk honestly about capacity, planning, and accountability, then decline becomes normalized. And that hurts the very people immigration is supposed to help. If you believe Canada can do better, smarter growth, better planning, stronger systems, then speak up. Like, share, and subscribe to Canadian Rant, because loving a country means being honest about where it's headed before it's too late.